Good morning, Scorpio. So, I'm not sure what you're doing over there in the shadows today. I'm sorry about the bad lighting. What we do in the shadows is a TV program about vampires. I don't know if you watch that. It's also a film, so could be some relevance there to you. I'm getting something quite specific through with the intuitive messages today. So if this isn't your thing and you're thinking this isn't me, I'm not interested in this, you can always use the timestamp in the description box down below to jump to the cards. And we may find that the cards are more general. So take whatever resonates, leave anything that doesn't. All the songs that come through will be down in that description box down below. You can look those up and see if there's any relevance, anything kind of makes you think about anything sticks out. There's always something in the songs for somebody. So what do I have? The first thing for you is that somebody may be called Jess. The name Jess may be relevant. I was talking about my cat who's called Bess and she was jumping and I got the words mixed up and said Jess. So Jess could be something for somebody. I also got that possibly somebody may work in medicine and this sounds like a cop-out, I know, but somebody could wear have to wear a mask for work. It's doing something like working in medicine. So take that if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. Scorpio, yeah, I'm getting it's like a Scorpio doctor for somebody. Copper taps. One of my intuitive things that I saw, one of the images that were kind of like put in front of my mind's eye were copper taps, and they were the kind of like old-fashioned taps with the four knobbles, if you know what I mean, like the four knobbly bits, so you can grip it and turn it. So and they had a pearlescent center, the bit that tells you if it's hot or cold in the middle of the handle, the bit that you grip, a little bit of pearl there, so like bronzy copper taps, and they had they kind of came off the main spout, like they were on the side of the main spout. So could be something there for somebody. I did try and draw a picture. I don't know if you can see this there. So my terrible handwriting there in the middle of the night. The next thing I saw was a stained glass butterfly. I think it was stained glass or it was a painting, and it had it had quite like black lines. So it looked like stained glass to me, but it could have been like a drawing with like black lines. But it was very blue and yellow. I feel like it was like mostly blue on the wings, but it kind of had like yellow tips, especially at the top. So if that's relevant for you, like there you go. They showed me that for some reason. It was kind of like its wings weren't open in the image that I saw. That its wings were kind of like together and closed, and it was facing, I think, this way. Pig butts, curly tails. I saw like a row of pig butts, like they were like eating something. I could just see the butts and like the little curly tails. It was like a gaggle of pigs. I don't know what you call a group of pigs. Again, could be relevant, could be not. I got the impression that somebody could live on a farm or like a country house. Copper taps, stained glass butterflies, pig butts. It kind of all is the same kind of country vibe, I would say. I was kind of getting England with it as well. Doesn't have to be. What do I have here? I got Rewrite the Stars very strongly, very suddenly in my head as I was trying to sleep. It was just like, towards the end of the song where they start really blasting it out, like, we write the stars, just in the middle of my head, like a radio turning on. I was like, whoa. But the main bit that was going through, like very strongly, like somebody was really feeling it, was "It's not impossible. It's not impossible." Like somebody was determined. I was like, okay. So I woke up, wrote that down. I got a few more songs through the night, but they were mostly songs that have come out in readings, so I felt like it was feedback from people listening to the songs that have come through on reading, so I didn't write those down. But this morning I got Bailamos, very strongly by Enrique. It's Bailamo, may the rhythm take you over, Bailamo, te quiero, mamacillo. I can't speak that language, I don't know what he's saying. So what was I getting? I was getting specific lines from that song and I didn't write it down. Just a second. Aha, that's it. Nothing is forbidden anymore was one of them. Dancing night. I'm going to reach for the stars. Nothing is forbidden anymore. interestingly enough, now I didn't make this connection when I wrote it down, but the next thing I've got to say, as I was kind of tuning into your energy and I was focusing on your card, I was really, really drawn to the pomegranates. Now, the story for me of pomegranates and the association with the underworld and that plutonic energy, right? Pluto was the god of the underworld. This is coming through very, very strongly, like this plutonic energy in the reading for me today. I have to say though, Scorpio, your energy has changed, or I'm connecting with a very different group of Scorpios to who I used to connect with, because Scorpio energy used to be really, really difficult for me. I was connecting with somebody who was like a bit of a troublemaker. The Scorpio energy that's coming through now is this kind of like gorgeous, like high vibrational, protective Scorpionic energy. In your last reading, I was getting, she's my priestess, I'm her priest. Possibly two Scorpios. I'm also getting through like this Venus energy of like Empress energy, which would be Taurus, strong Taurus energy, and a bit of Libra energy. You actually came out in Libra's reading yesterday, so if you've got Libra placement or you're connecting with the Libra, you may want to go back and watch that reading from yesterday. But it was like Scorpio was supporting, it was like behind the Libra energy. So yeah, I'm getting through the proper High Priestess energy now, all that kind of plutonic guardianship kind of energy, that's the very positive energy of Scorpio. So yeah, I feel like somebody could be coming to you for advice or support, or you are in a very nurturing energy. But the pomegranates, the story of the pomegranates is Pluto, or Hades, the god of the underworld, kind of seized, he fell madly in love with Persephone, and he seized her and kind of took her to the underworld. So that's kind of like the thing he shouldn't have done, right? But he said to her, you know, if you eat anything while you're here, you have to stay. And she got very tempted by these pomegranates, a bit like the Adam and Eve story, right, with the apple. And I believe she had either 3 or 6 seeds. I think it depends on the myth. So she had to spend sort of like either 3 months or 6 months down in the underworld with Pluto, and the rest of the time back on Earth with her mother. Her mother was the goddess Demeter, who was to do with the cycles of the seasons. So when she was grieving her daughter, because her daughter was underground, the seasons would change to autumn and winter. And when Persephone came back up to spend time with her mother, and her mother was happy, we'd have spring and summer. So it's the story of the seasons. But what I'm getting from this is there could be something with time, like time spent in one place and time spent in another place. So again, COVID restrictions mean that, you know, we may be separated from our mothers, we may be separated from the people that we love and we want to spend time with. So there may be something here to do with also like if family live across the sea, you know, it may be that you work in one country and spend, I don't know, 6 to 9 months working in one country, but you have to go back to your own country for so many months because of some kind of legal requirement. So I don't know if there's something there for somebody. Also noticing, I think it's Torah, right? It's some kind of like some kind of script, religious script, right? The Torah, but it's kind of giving me Taurus today. So strong Taurus Libra energy coming through for some reason. What else do I have? The pomegranates are really giving me underground energy today. Like plutonic energy is scorpionic energy, god of the underworld. He's the god of not just death. He's not the devil. Very, very different to the kind of Christian version of the guy who lives down below, right? The job of kind of Pluto, Hades, Dispater was to actually put minerals and riches in the earth. His job was to make the earth abundant, so the ground abundant, so that plants had the nutrition they needed to grow. He also put like minerals and ores and jewels in the earth so that people could mine those and make use of them and have wealth. He is a god associated with wealth. So there's something here to do with like literally the ground and wealth, but it's almost like underground, so almost like farming, right? But it's underground. So I feel like maybe somebody's looking into like underground farming, you know, this kind of very eco-friendly farming where you have like stacks of plants in like subway stations and you know, old abandoned subway stations, or just underground's coming through really heavily. And they gave me Underground by David Bowie. Down in the underground you'll find something new. It's Only Forever and Crystal Blue. They kind of stood out to me. So whether somebody has something that's crystal blue, blue crystal, It's Only Forever, I don't know. I was also given I was drawn to What's Behind the Veil, because what's behind the veil on the High Priestess card is to do with what can't be seen, the unseen, the intuition, the spirit side. So I was drawn to what's behind a veil and kind of having a peek through and being able to see this ocean. So somebody here has like a depth of emotion that they're keeping hidden. They're not revealing how much emotion they have in a situation. So secret ocean could be something for somebody. Maybe somebody has like a secret spot by the beach that they like to go to. I was getting that somebody may live by the beach or have some sort of association with some kind of temple by the beach, right? I was getting black marble very strongly, underground black marble. So maybe like a black sandy beach, or it's interesting, I've got the black nails as well. Like this pillar is black marble. Then I was kind of, I kind of stopped trying to receive the intuitive messages and kind of started setting up the reading. And they were giving me a black bowling ball. It looked to me like a black bowling ball, like that kind of like black marble ball. So whether you have one of those, maybe it's like you have a very dark coloured crystal ball that you use. I don't know. But like a black marble kind of ball. Now it could be like a black and white ball, you know, black and white pillars, black and white ball, like a dance. It could be relevant to you. I was also really getting through strong moon energy. Now I don't know why I felt guided to kind of get my opals and my I think labradorite. I can't remember the other name for it. Which I associate with kind of like moon energy. So black and white, heaven and earth, maybe like buried as well, like something buried or someone buried. This is going to sound weird, because of what I'm going to say next. If you've got a Scorpio who has passed over, the song that was playing when I started to set up your reading, so it wasn't a song that I randomised for you, but it was already kind of like on, it was Scorpio Rising by Death in Vegas. Somebody could have Scorpio Rising, that's why I wrote it down. I wonder where the full moons are in the next couple of full moons. I don't know if a full moon is going to occur in Scorpio anytime soon. That might be worth looking up. I don't think it is, but you never know. Your two songs that you got through as I was setting up the reading, so randomly shuffled on Spotify, were Love Lies by Khalid and Normani, and Now or Never by Halsey. So what I was getting from this, some people could be in some sort of relationship where I feel like they're at a distance. I feel like somebody travels for work, or somebody has to move for work. So I feel like, yeah, two people at a bit of a distance, maybe like they see each other every now and again for work. It's like somebody comes and goes. I feel like somebody's very, very, very busy. You know, really kind of, they invest a lot of time in the work. So it's like you've caught my eye, you're very independent, and I like that about you. You're not going to hold me back in any way. I need a lover to trust. Are you on my side? And I'm here to listen. Now, the interesting thing here was the Halsey song. So the feminine energy was kind of saying maybe we don't do enough talking. So I feel like the masculine energy here is very busy, very businesslike. They have work to do. The feminine energy is like feeling a bit neglected, like maybe we don't do enough talking. But the Scorpio energy, sorry, I don't know why the Scorpio energy is coming through as a masculine energy. It could both be Scorpio or have Scorpio placements, but the masculine energy is coming through as saying, you know, I've heard, I know, right, I'm making time for you. You are important to me. I am here to listen to you. So if you are the feminine energy, maybe you need to speak up, you know, and trust that the masculine is listening, even if they're busy. Maybe you haven't done enough talking. It's now or never. Like, are you down for this, or are you not down for this? This kind of energy. Also, I'm really seeing the Love Lies video. Normani actually puts on a bit of a seductive dance. So. As I was kind of thinking of this, the Queen of Wands fell out. So the Queen of Wands very much does represent that kind of very beautiful, seductive, sexual energy there. So there could be something here for somebody. I feel like somebody could work in some kind of like some kind of entertainment industry, or something where like maybe they are like a dancer, not necessarily an exotic dancer, but a dancer or some kind of performer, or maybe they have some kind of like social media channel like Instagram or YouTube. There could be something there. But I feel like both people are quite busy and independent. They've both got their own things going on. So if that's for you, then take that, and if it's not, then leave it, I guess. The only other thing I need to say before we randomise you a song on camera is that, and I was meant to be doing shorter introductions and it doesn't happen. This pack's very, very chatty today, so I may take extra cards from this pack if they fall out. This pack has, oh look, the otter's under there as well, and I was just thinking about how your card's the number 2, right, a partnership, and then right underneath is the number 42, the otter spirit. You are never alone. So it's like, yeah, this person, you have this person's love even when they're not with you. But what I was drawn to is this bat spirit. A rebirth is assured. Rebirth, yeah, I feel like and I feel like this is a side message, my throat's seizing up as I say this. I feel like somebody has somebody who's passed over, and they're kind of like trying to figure out, like, now I don't want to mess up anyone's kind of religious beliefs or anything. You believe what you want to believe, what you're led to believe, okay? Trust your own intuition about things. But the message that I'm getting through is, if you do believe, or if you are thinking, is reincarnation real? What happens to the soul? Do we live on after death? These kind of questions, then that's for somebody. Rebirth is assured. It could also be, I feel that for the majority of people, if you are ending a situation and going into a new situation, it's like it will work out. Have the confidence, maybe in some sort of business plan, it's going to work out for you. Rebirth is assured, and you are never alone. The otter spirit underneath there. So I am going to shuffle that deck before we start to pull cards. I'll do that off camera. I just really, that bat spirit really looked at me when I pulled out the cards. So let's get you a song on camera. So Spotify, I'm using a very old tablet, so it's getting a bit slow in its old age. Like, doesn't everybody, right? Okay, here we go. I mean, not Pisces and Capricorn. Pisces and Capricorn get younger the older they get. Right, okay, so let's get you a song on camera. Scorpio. Dark Paradise by Lana Del Rey. Dark Paradise. Interesting. I'm going to listen to that off camera, and I'll be back with you in a minute and we'll pull some cards. Okay, guys, somebody is definitely getting sniffly, because, I mean, I'm getting sniffly because of the joss sticks that I've lit, but this is a soulmate connection that can't be broken, that we're dealing with here, and it can't be broken by death. It's not like marriage, right? Till death do us part. This is true unconditional love that somebody has for somebody. Now, we have a soulmate family, so it doesn't necessarily mean a lover. It can be parent-child relationships, brothers, sisters, soul tribe, soul family, people who you spend life after life after life with. at least somebody feels this way about this connection. So interestingly enough, that Dark Paradise song, I was trying to Google the lyrics to share some of the lyrics with you, and I 100% recommend you go and Google that song, look up the lyrics, listen to that song, because if you have lost someone or you're losing somebody that you love, it's like people ask me why I'm so strong, and it's because I know that true love lives on. Please do go and listen to that song. But interestingly, I Google microphoned the song. I said Dark Paradise by Lana Del Rey, and I have to show you what actually came up. It misheard me. It misheard me, okay? And instead of saying Dark Paradise by Lana Del Rey, it said Life by Lana Del Rey. So there's, if you need confirmation, I mean, that is confirmation. I wish it had happened on camera. You can see that I randomized the song on camera. Now, scorpionic energy is very like true scorpionic energy, and again, it depends. It can be filtered or refined by different placements in your chart. If you want to go and look up your birth chart, the link is in the description box down below. Pure scorpionic energy is very interested. This is why you're the High Priestess. Very interested in the afterlife, the great mysteries of life, any kind of mysteries. Like Scorpio wants to figure it out. So it could just be somebody's doing this kind of like figuring out what happens after we die. But for some of you, there is this kind of soulmate connection that's coming through very, very strongly. She's my priestess. I'm her priest. Soulmate connection lives on forever, right? So yeah, unconditional love, unbreakable. I just need to blow my nose, actually. So big hugs to anyone who's having a bit of a cry right now. I'll be back in a second. As I'm doing that, I'm also getting Indestructible by Alicia Zatic. We are indestructible and you are my lifeline. This bit of a, just me having a chat with my mum now. Hi mum, I know you watch my videos. It really interesting, like I was talking about soul family, connections that can't be broken, people who are with us forever, from all eternity. One of those songs, just as a reminder, was Underground by David Bowie. For others of you watching this video, my mum's brother passed away a couple of years ago now, I think. It's wibbly wobbly timey wimey. Like that's a Doctor Who reference. Yeah, I do feel like I can sense him around me. I get songs from him. One of the songs that I get, like, because his name was David, and David Bowie songs always seem to me to be messages from my uncle. Yeah, I don't know. There's something there for everybody, I think. Right, let's pull you some cards. As I said, this deck is very, very chatty. So you may be connecting with somebody who is very interested in kind of like science, or again, I was picking up on that medical, right, like medical person. So, but somebody could be interested in like science or physics, or like elements, this kind of thing, nature. Oh, that's kind of what this pack is all about. So what do you have to say? Go on, you've got free reign. How many cards do you want to give me from this pack? I'm only normally taking one card from each pack. On the underline, you've got water, creation. So, you know, I'm getting strong Aphrodite energy. It's almost like instead of Persephone and Pluto, we've got Aphrodite and Hades, like Pluto and Venus as the couple instead. So again, it's weird that it's coming through that way. But Venus was born from the ocean. So you've got gravity, groundedness. But you can see it's groundedness, and they've got those butterflies trying to pull them up. Now, interestingly enough, that butterfly that I saw was very similar to this butterfly, but it was kind of turned slightly more this way, and the tip, it was more blue, and the tips of its wings were yellow. So interesting that those butterflies have come out there. So groundedness, I feel like somebody's being very, very grounded, or they're trying to be very, very grounded. They're trying to be practical, they're trying to be realistic, they're trying to be logical, but there is this kind of like almost unseen energy, this kind of connection to spirit, like the unknown, the things that we can't see and that aren't tangible, that is pulling on them. So there's almost this conflict within somebody where they want to be grounded and practical and realistic, and like they don't want to be seen as being airy fairy. Perhaps they do something where they do work in physics or medicine, where they you know, being quite stoic is respected, but they have this connection, this technology maybe as well, this connection where they feel it and they know it, and they can't say why they know it, and they can't explain it. It's like, how do you know God exists, kind of thing, you know. People will tell you different things, but a lot of it can be explained by science. So there's always this conflict in somebody's mind where it's like intuition versus reason, knowing something without being able to say why you know it. And I feel like it gives this person almost a I mean, if this is Scorpio, they're going to be fine with it, because, you know, Scorpio, you keep your cards close to your chest anyway. You know what you know, and the face that you present to the world can be very. I'm kind of getting this like emperor-like scorpionic energy today. What did you draw my attention to? Sorry, I'm kind of getting the urge to pick up the card. Just there's a lot of animals around here. There's a lot of animals, but I'm really seeing that emperor there, that stag. There's bears, cats, monkeys, there's a raven there, all sorts of things going on in this card. So, and there's a world, she's sat on the world. No, it's really like those butterflies are trying to kind of like lift her up. So somebody could have be a little bit down in the dumps, you know, having a bit of a hard time, feeling really quite heavy. But it's like all these animals are trying to lift you up. So if that's you and you're feeling quite heavy, you know, like maybe quite exhausted, or just like you haven't got the energy or the strength for something, if you see a lot of animals around you, take it as messages from spirit that the universe is here for you, and that they're trying to lift you up and care for you. There's a very protective, encompassing, like a universal love, like encompassing warm energy coming through in this reading. So it's almost like perhaps you have a specific animal that's associated with the person that you love. You know, watch out for the behavior of these animals. You know, watch out for if you get a visit from one of these animals, perhaps if you see them in media, on the telly, on, you know, in adverts. Just pay attention to these animals, whatever's significant for you and that person who is on the other side, for those who are connecting with that. Okay. $41, discipline. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. All those keys at the top there, and all those watches. Now, this immediately is giving me, I was watching a TV program called Bridgerton. I've only seen the first episode, but it's really good. I do recommend it. Now, I don't normally like Regency dramas because I find them a bit sort of prim and proper, but it kind of plays on that. It's got a very playful edge to it, so I really enjoyed it. But there is a character, and I don't want to give too much away, so I don't think I'm going to kind of give too many spoilers, but there is a character who has a lot of responsibility in that program. Kind of like the head of the family, and they're always checking their watch. So I do feel like somebody could definitely have a lot of responsibility on the shoulders, and this could be why they're trying to be very grounded and practical. So it's almost like there's this real conflict within somebody where perhaps they come from a family where they have been trained to be very disciplined, very grounded, very stoic, you know, very practical. You know, this is kind of like the environment that they've been raised in, you know, maybe very successful, you know, prioritizing success and responsibility, kind of very, very structured. They're kind of giving me the cursus honorum from classical Rome. But I feel like somebody is feeling a really strong pull to move somewhere else. It's really feeling like it's like somebody wakes up one day and says, oh my God, I feel like I've got a destiny, and I know what it is, and I know exactly what I have to do, but how am I going to explain this to my family? This is how it feels. But there's keys there. It's like keys to unlock something new, and this kind of like light that's kind of like this divine realization for somebody. I'm really curious to see what this card's going to be. Motion air, yeah. Oh my goodness, look at the power. Look at the power behind that. I thought there was 4 horses and got a bit panicky, but there's 5 horses. We're okay. They're giving me a song by NERD. She wants to move, but he's hogging her, he's guarding her. it's like you want to move. Somebody here really wants to move. They're in this environment that's very disciplined. It's almost like army. Um, um, yeah, an army environment. I'm wondering about a friend of mine actually, who I know has connections. But anyway, sort of let's leave that there. Yeah, I feel like with that emperor here, I'm getting like fatherly energy as well. Now I don't necessarily think this father is necessarily Scorpio, but they could be Taurus. I feel like somebody has somebody around them who was very, very stern, very strict, very stoic. Perhaps they worked in some kind of scientific field, like medicine or physics, or I'm hearing chemistry for somebody. But yeah, very, very like time is money, that kind of person. And they didn't really value or leave room for more creative pursuits, more pursuits of the higher mind, if you like. I feel like when people are creative types, often it comes from a source above us. Why do we create the things that we create? Where does this come from? Creative energy feels very divine to me. And I'm thinking about like how almost like the scientists of old, what was his name, like Faraday perhaps, maybe I'm thinking of Faraday, I'm not quite sure, but a lot of the scientists of kind of like the olden days, they had very religious beliefs, and they believed in a very scorpionic way that they were discovering more about God. Again, all religions are welcome here. I'm talking about religion in a historical context here. But yeah, you had people like Faraday, I think it was, who had this very, very strong like social calling, where I think he actually went round to people's houses to kind of preach. So he had this social standing, this responsibility in terms of like his religious beliefs, and he used his exploration of science as a way of saying like, let's find out more about how amazing God is, and how 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 they, she, what, however you see it, how they how they put all these amazing things in place, that these tools for us to understand better, and to advance. So they saw science as very much going hand in hand with this spiritual energy. So perhaps you're dealing with somebody who's very much like, if I see it, I believe it. You're a bit more, the truth is out there, right? So somebody who won't believe anything that they don't have physical evidence for. So I feel like where science started with this very rooted, science and religion going hand in hand in his historical sense, it's kind of like dissipated into two sides, where it doesn't necessarily have to be that way. So if you're dealing with someone like that, this is possibly the argument that you could come in with, if that was what you wanted to do. And again, I'm not I don't follow any particular religion. I kind of think everything is one big thing, is my belief. So everybody's welcome here, and I hope everybody respects everybody's different beliefs. I'm just channeling. Okay, I'm channeling the energy of different people and different groups of people, and different groups of people believe in different things. So I'm going to say things that contradict myself, because I'm channeling specific points of view of different people. So just to make you kind of aware that you take anything that resonates, leave anything that doesn't. What I'm saying is not necessarily my own personal beliefs. I feel like somebody is very earthy, right? Possibly dealing with an earth sign. Again, Taurus energy coming through quite heavily. And you may also have an air sign that you're dealing with. So you've got like almost like ground and air. Now, air signs are they are very strategic thinkers, they are very logical, but they're very creative. They are to do with the air. So you've got these butterflies pulling you up, these horses like riding through the air. This is very much creative energy for me, action-based energy, air sign energy. It's like the plane She Wants to Move again by NERD. She wants to move, but you're hogging her, you're guarding her. It's like all these animals are guarding her. So The Only Way's Up. The Only Way's Up by Wham. No, not Wham. Yaz? Yaz? Maybe that's why I was getting Jess. Just because S's and Z's can sometimes be swapped. That's the only way is up, baby, for you and me now. And there's 2 butterflies. The only way is up, baby, for you and me now. It's almost like that. These. You see the shape of the tree and the shape of and the tree's up in the air. Everything's up in the air. Perhaps you feel like everything's up in the air for you at the moment. My throat's closing up again. Perhaps someone's called Jasmine. Yasmin. Okay. I feel like it's difficult for somebody to communicate. If you're dealing with someone who's very grounded, I mean, you could be the grounded one, and somebody who's more creative is trying to explain something to you. But it's like somebody is making time. Somebody is, with those songs, it's like somebody is prepared to listen. They're like, go on then, explain yourself. So you just have to make sure when you approach this person that you've really thought through you might need to make notes, like make bullet points, make notes about what you want to say, because I feel like this person is possibly they could have earth and air elements in their chart, which makes them very analytical. Like I was saying, like I'm air sign, I'm Libra energy, and Libra is the again, you could be dealing with the Libra. Libra is the judge, the jury, the executioner kind of thing of the zodiac. They look at things from all different perspectives. They're very analytical. Gemini, Aquarius as well, like all air signs, and Virgo. Yeah, you could be dealing with a Virgo too. But it's like if there's a hole in your argument, they're kind of like the lawyers. They're just going to go in and pick your argument apart. So you need to make sure that your argument's kind of watertight. And even if you think it's watertight and you're not an air sign, and you're dealing with an air sign, they're going to come in and pick it apart. So you need to be very, very sure of your stance. First of all, you need to know where you're coming from. You need to be like, this is the way I feel, this is the way I think, this is my beliefs, and this is the action I'm going to take, and nothing you can say is going to deter me from that. Obviously listen to their argument, but be very, very strong and firm in what you want and what you know, and be able to back up your feelings with evidence. They are probably going to pick it apart, but if you stay firm in your belief of what you want to do, they're not going to be able to shake you. So you can be like, yes, I understand your argument, and do say, because it's frustrating for if you're an air sign or a very logical thinker, and the person you feel is not having a logical argument, it's very annoying. So be like, I understand what you're saying, I understand your reasoning, but this is just something that I have to do, and you don't have to understand it, and you can think that I'm being silly. Like, I understand that, but I have to try this, I have to do this, because I feel like otherwise it's never going to be something that I can drop. It's never going to be something that I can leave alone. It's going to keep coming back round and distracting me. So I have to kind of try it in order to either have success, or if it fails, then at least I've tried it, and at least I know, and I can move on from it. So that might be the argument that you need to go to this person with, if this is your situation. Let's see what that card was. The Swan Spirit. Time for a deep dive. Swan Song. Time for a deep dive. Yeah, it's like as I was saying, the High Priestess there, which represents that scorpionic energy, she's got a whole ocean there behind that veil, and the veil again symbolizes the veil between our world and the spiritual world. So it's like almost like the High Priestess is going for a swim. Again, I was getting like, if you remember at the start of the reading, I was kind of getting somebody may have it like a beach house, or like something to do with like the beach. I was kind of seeing an ocean, kind of like a curved beach, a patch of sand, and then like the house. And in that Lana Del Rey song, she was sort of talking about like going for a swim and this kind of thing as well. Swan Spirit, time for a deep dive. My left hand has gone very cold all of a sudden. A rebirth is assured. With their graceful long necks, swans are able to reach into the depths. When a swan spirit arrives, you are called to take a deep dive beyond what is easily available on the surface. If anyone can do that, it's Scorpio. Scorpio has the strongest connection to, the divine spirit, the unknown. You may think you know what is best for you now, but take the plunge into the depths of your awareness. For there is knowledge you are not aware of, and a great treasure to discover. Deeper understanding awaits you, and a perspective that comes from greater self-knowledge is what you need right now to better understand a situation or a relationship. My video cut out there, but it's really funny that it chose to cut out there because I'm completely distracted by two other messages coming through. One message is that swans, I think, mate for life. They pair up, as do otters, which we've already seen. And I was thinking about the bat wings, that kind of protective, the way that like bat wings, if like it's like maybe like Batman, like if somebody gave you a hug, it's like those wings or of kind of very protective. It's like a protective shield around you. So I feel like this protective spirit energy that's shielding you in this kind of like big spirit hug. And then you've got these things like, you know, the connection can't be broken. The otters pair up, the swans pair up. As you come to know yourself more intimately, so too will you come to better know others. So Swan Spirit asks you to go beyond the surface of what is happening between you and others and resist the temptation to judge by superficial appearances. Exactly what I was saying, right? Know there is much deeper potential for loving connections, forgiveness, and mutual understanding. Choose to dive deep into your why, asking the deeper questions of yourself. You are led by the grace of Swan Spirit. So also, if you're dealing with other people, ask yourself why they're acting the way they are. Why are they saying the things they are? What is the core of their nature? So it could be fear. You know, somebody could be saying, no, don't do that because of fear. Or somebody could be saying, no, don't do that because they're trying to protect you. So I feel like there's an energy here that is kind of resistant to something that somebody wants to do. So I do feel like there needs to be some kind of understanding, some kind of seeing things from each other's perspective. And it's not a one-way street. Like, if you want them to understand you, you have to be willing to understand them better. So this I'm here to listen business from your intuitive songs at the start of the reading could be really important here. Just seeing like 22 as well. So the number 22, repeating numbers could be important for you. The number 60 could be important for you there. Standing out to me as well. Can I get one card, please? One card for the overall energy for Scorpio's reading today, please. Is that one card? It is one card. Six of Water. Yeah, somebody's looking back at the past. Someone's got a lot of nostalgia. Oh, look who's on the bottom. The Emperor there. He can stay upright. You're staying out, Mr. Emperor. Again, Taurus energy. Could be Aries energy. Also gives me... also, the Emperor is traditionally Aries, Taurus, but it does give me Scorpio and Capricorn energy. So, and Leo energy, with it being a lion on this card. So, could be any of those signs. Oh, you've got the star underneath as well. The star would be Aquarius energy. This is about healing as well. So, I feel like somebody's healing some kind of connection, possibly with a father. There's a lot of nostalgia for the past. Somebody could have an Aquarian placement. Just noticing they're both by the water. I do feel like somebody has some sort of connection to some sort of property by the water. Whether this is literally just somewhere you went on holiday, but you've got a lot of memories about it. I'm hearing by the sea, by the sea, by the sea. Right, they're saying it funny. By the sea, like, she's by the sea. This person's near water. Somebody may need to revisit a place. I don't know why I'm really keep like, right, yeah, no, I know what it is. I was thinking, why am I doing this on either side of this card? So the Six of Water is nostalgia. It's also equal give and take, equal fair and share, emotional equals emotional balance, but it's also like nostalgia for the past. It can indicate soulmate connections as well. It's, you know, in tarot, a lot of people say this is the soulmate card. You know, a love that's survived several lifetimes. Now, the reason why I keep going like this is, like, I feel like somebody's torn between their past. Again, it could be like a father, the way you were raised, a place where you felt secure, a controlling energy, not necessarily negative. It can be protective, controlling energy, right? I feel like I'm finding it hard to move my hand over. Like it's heavy, right? This is that grounded energy. It's like really heavy. So yeah. Ooh. But then the star represents the kind of this calling that somebody's had where they're being pulled up into this new direction. You know, stars are in the sky. So there's some healing going on in regards to nostalgia or something about the past. It's a very masculine fatherly relationship or presence. I mean, you could be dealing with a female who has strong masculine energy in the chart. It feels controlling, but controlling in a protective way, right? So I'm really struggling to move on from this. So I feel like somebody is struggling to move on from this. Trying to focus here on the star. Now the star is calling you. It represents dreams and wishes, you know, destiny, where you're going next. And it also comes with this association of healing. So there's something about healing the past, healing from something in the past, in order to follow your hopes, dreams and wishes. So 7 of fire there as well. Yeah, I feel like somebody has to stand up for themselves in a situation. Believe in the impossible. It's not impossible. Is it possible? So, I mean, it could be like this person in the past told you something wasn't possible and you gave up on some kind of hope or dream. And then you've got the 9 of fire. That's the 9 of wands. That's the wounded warrior. But I feel like somebody's keeping their dream alive. Right? I'm really getting distracted here. Let's make a bit more space for your reading here. Let's pull back a little bit. Pull back, pull back. Maybe that's what you need. You need space. You need space from this person to be able to get perspective. Okay. Rewrite the stars. Believe in the impossible. I'm going to do a 9-card spread. It's point A to point B. So it's a journey. It's some kind of journey that you're on. It could be a spiritual journey. It could be a physical journey. It could be something you're learning. It could be a phase of your life. You could be anywhere along this timeline. So yeah, it's a timeline. It's not past, present, future like I did last time. It's running consecutively. So let's see what you get. So can I get a 9-card spread, please, for I nearly called you Capricorn. You've got a lot of different signs here going on. So yeah, intuition blocks, absolutely. Somebody being too logical, and also yeah, being too logical and needing to trust their intuition to get them out of a situation. The cross swords also are giving me, it could be like conflicts or arguments. Somebody, you know, people who have cross swords, a difference of opinion. That's how this journey starts. So we start with the cross swords, somebody not connected to their intuition. What happens next? What happens next, please? Okay, the Empress. A fallout over an Empress. Now, could be a father. Also seeing the Tower there on the bottom, right? I feel guided to take the Tower, but I'm not going to. It can come back out if it wants to, but I'm aware that they're giving me a Tower moment and a fallout. So somebody has literally had a fallout. Cross swords, difference of opinion, maybe some harsh words were spoken in regards to an Empress. Now, the Empress can symbolize different things. For some of you, this is a mother. Could be a father and a mother who've had a fallout. Could be, you've got the Emperor and the Empress now. So this is normally a couple, a match. It could be 2 bosses, mother and father. It could be one of these is you and one of these is your partner, your soulmate. You had the High Priestess and the Priest in the last reading, the Hierophant, and now you've got the Emperor and Empress. This could be somebody who you've had a conflict with, wife, mother, boss, or it's you coming into a very, very strong energy. It's almost like how I was saying that I'm feeling this connection with 2 very independent people. The 2 people who are very strong, very independent. They've kind of got their own stuff going on. So you could have had an argument if you're in a connection with somebody like this. The Empress also represents somebody that you've got on a pedestal. So you could have some kind of love interest. It doesn't have to be female, he, she, they. Take it as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But you could have some kind of love interest who you've got up on a pedestal, who you see as your perfect partner. And you could have had a falling out or a conflict with this person or about this person. It could be that your destiny is in regards to this soulmate connection. So tell me then what happens next. Oof. Okay. Then you've got the Six of Cups. Then you've got the nostalgia. It could again indicate soulmate connection. I did just say that this could be a soulmate, or falling out with a parent or a wife. But there's a lot of nostalgia for the past. It's difficult to let something go. You keep looking back at stuff. You keep replaying something in your mind. Again, somebody could have somebody like a parent who's passed over, and you had an unresolved conflict, and it's kind of like giving you kind of like almost making you sick, giving you a bellyache, like thinking about all the things that you could have said or should have done. So take that as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. That's the orange kitty cat again that was popping up in Awakening to Spirits reading. Could have a lot of nostalgia for childhood right now. Could be really thinking about the way you were raised, the way you were brought up, you know, the kind of belief system that was implanted in your brain, imprinted on you, social conditioning, why you believe the things you do, why you act the way you do, you know, what was it partly to do? Look, yeah, nature versus nurture. So somebody's looking back at the childhood, the way they were raised, and they are trying to figure out something about their current character, in terms of like what parts of my nature are socially conditioned, what parts of my nature are due to my upbringing and my life experiences, and what parts of my nature feel authentic and true to my soul, what feels like my destiny, my life path. So that's what's going on there for somebody. Okay, so what happens next after the Six of Cups? What comes next? Oh, the High Priestess card is flipped there. Go on, I'll take her. So yeah, interesting. We've got a movement here from an energy that is very, very grounded and practical into something that is more spiritual. The Empress is the highest card that you can get in terms of feminine energy on Earth. The High Priestess is kind of above the Empress because she has that spiritual connection. So it's again interesting. We had the Empress and was it the Empress? No, it's the Justice card, but this is Libra and Taurus energy again. And Scorpio, your card came out yesterday in the Libra reading. So I don't know if I'm dealing with somebody who's on the cusp here. So somebody who is almost like a divine feminine on Earth, right? Somebody who's got it all going on, but also has this very, very spiritual side, spiritual connection of the Scorpio energy, of that kind of problem-solving, analytical belief in the unknown. So it could be two different people as well. You could have something where you've got somebody who's grounded and practical and kind of like has it all going on Earth, and you've got this choice with somebody, a feminine who's more spiritual. Could represent two different feminines in your life. So tell me about the High Priestess then. What about the High Priestess? I mean, that's your energy. I'm not taking reversals. Somebody's made a decision here. Somebody has made a decision. They've turned their back on certain choices. They've made their mind up. They know where they need to go, and they're kind of waiting for the right time now to take action. The Three of Wands has this feeling of waiting for your ships to come in. So it could be that you've invested in something. Could be an emotional investment. Could be a material investment, and you're waiting for a return on that. Or you're waiting for something to come in, like an opportunity to come in, so you can take action on this decision that you've made. There is this almost like I think it's a seagull again. Seagulls associated with the beach. So something to do with like the beach, the ocean, like a beach house. It keeps coming through for me. It's coming through very strongly in this reading. Okay. Yeah, somebody wants to either keep their independence or feel more independent. I'm going to pull another card just a second. So both these packs are by Kiro Marchetti. The one I'm using here is his Gilded Tarot, and I'm just going to pull from his Kipper deck as well. I've got a bit of a theory coming through intuitively, and I just want to kind of see if I get anything on it. Can you tell me about the situation, please, here? Tell me about the situation, please, here with this Nine of Pentacles. What is this Nine of Pentacles in regards to the beach house? Courtship. Yeah, okay. Somebody wants to take action towards in the courthouse there. Yeah, right, okay. Somebody toil and labour. Could be that somebody is... what I was getting through, and I wanted confirmation for it, and the cards haven't come out, so I'm going to be honest with you. I was getting through intuitively that somebody could be waiting for a property to be sold in order to have a more financial, like a decision, like a court decision in regards to some kind of property. But the house card didn't come out, and the cards I was expecting didn't come out. But I was thinking it was like waiting for some kind of sale of a property. Could be like an inherited property, waiting for it to be sold, waiting for a court decision in regards to this property. And once that court decision is made, it gives this person more financial independence to be able to do something they want to do. It could still be that. I'm seeing the butterfly there as well. Butterflies seem to be quite key for your reading. Could be dealing with a Gemini possibly. I'm sort of saying all the signs. I could have a lot of people involved in this situation. But those cards haven't come out. But there's the 4 here. 4s are to do with stability. So there is something here with wanting to move towards your dreams. Like I was saying with that star card up there. But I was saying like there's some kind of tie to the past that's keeping somebody anchored. So there's a need to kind of like not raise the anchor, but completely drop the anchor in order to have that freedom to move forward in regards to some kind of love interest or courtship. It could also be that somebody wants more independence within a courtship. Courtship and court. Again, that Libra reading yesterday, I really felt strongly that somebody was dealing with some kind of legal situation or contracts, like a court decision. Somebody really wants to be more independent though, and like financially independent. They don't want to kind of be... I'm kind of getting like somebody doesn't want to feel like too restricted by obligations. They kind of want the money to be able to do what they want to do. They want the money to be able to follow their hopes and dreams. So it's not so much that it's about the money itself. It's about the ability to be able to do something else. And there is this kind of like possible love interest here in regards to this. Okay, so what happens next, please? I need 3 more cards for this journey for Scorpio, please. What happens next, please? 10 of Cups. Exactly. So somebody wants to move towards the happiness. They want the happily ever after. Look at that. And there's that cat again. If you've got Gemini placement or you're dealing with a Gemini, I definitely recommend you go and watch Awakening to Spirits Gemini reading for this week. Something called Something the Orange Kitty Cat. Definitely something there for somebody. But yeah, Distant Horizons is following that kind of divine calling, hopes, dreams, wishes, life path. Again, there's another like seagull there. So again, I feel like somebody's moving to a beach. Something... They gave me the word albatross. My memory is very shaky on that, but I think it's a poem. Is it Tennyson? There's a poem about an albatross, and basically sailors. I think it's something like to kill an albatross is really, really bad luck in regards to sailors. So if somebody killed an albatross, they kind of like, I think in the poem, they have this albatross, this dead bird hanging around somebody's neck. So I think somebody has a huge amount of guilt for the past. Dead bird. So it's a bit, but it could represent a female who's passed over, and a lot of guilt regarding that. So you have to, whatever this is, Scorpio, where you're carrying a lot of baggage from the past, you need to drop it. You need to drop the past, especially in regards to dropping the guilt from the past, because that's going to free you up to, it's like maybe like social obligations as well. I feel like somebody's guilt tripping you into staying in a situation where you're being called out of it. You're being called to something else. 9 again, yeah. But then, you know, whatever this is, once you drop the burden, you've got your happiness, you've got your happily ever after. 10 of Cups is like fairy tale ending, right? But then what happens? So after the 10 of Cups, what happens? Knight of Swords. Interesting, it comes out in that order. And the Knight of Swords, so you've realised what your happiness is. So you're going back to either speak some kind of truth about your happiness or to cut something out. The Knight of Swords takes action, and they're very logical, they're communicative. He's got that sword held high, which means he is communicating, he, she, they. This knight does have something to say in regards to the past, or action to take in regards to the past. It's like this person suddenly has truth and clarity about something. So they're going back to kind of like speak the truth. Almost to show off as well. I feel like it's like, see, I was right. I have got my happiness, C. Okay, how does this end, please, for Scorpio? There you go, you complete the cycle. That's it, you're done. You've learnt the lesson, you've completed the cycle in regards to something in the past. Yeah, that's learning the lesson and moving on. Done, cycle complete. Lessons learned. Brilliant. And then you get to start something new. So I hope this is helpful for you. Take it however it resonates and leave it if it doesn't. I want to get you an advice card. I'm being pulled to, because you've got a lot of nostalgia in this reading, I'm really being pulled to use the Akashic Tarot, which does talk about you know, the connection to spirit, seeing beyond the 3D reality into that kind of veil of existence. It talks about the Akashic Records, which is kind of like the universal records of everything that ever happened and ever will be. I don't know a huge amount about that other than what I've learned through using this deck, but you know, there could be something there for you if you want to go and look up the Akashic Records. That might be something interesting for you to explore. So let's use this deck. It talks about ancestry and things like this as well, and learning skills, putting in effort over time. So with that world card there, I feel it's very appropriate. You could definitely be traveling as well. I was kind of picking that up somewhere else where you could be literally moving across water. So you've got the garden here, 5 of Roses, the garden. That's to do with like the way you were raised as well. Up in the air, yeah, situation, something undecided, up in the air. But it's also kind of like same energy as this, right? Like following hopes, dreams, ambitions. Loving elementals, so protective guardian spirits. They're also mischievous, they're playful. You can see they're playing with this child, but they're being quite mischievous. They're playing with the child, but they're distracting this child from this dangerous water. So it's almost like you're being told to kind of trust an energy that's almost like childlike and mischievous and playful, like an imp-like energy, because that's trying to draw your attention away from something that could be quite serious and dangerous in some kind of way, like dangerous emotions. So don't get too serious, don't get too stuck in your emotions. The Akashic field, that's connecting to the divine, the universal source energy. The bird's nest, again talking about home, you know, the mother feeding her chicks there. I'm getting kind of like a returning energy, returning home. The sands of time are running out. You may have to make a decision a little bit more quickly here. Right, I want to get one card for you. 6 came out there, but I wanted to kind of like show you what they all were. I'm feeling quite strongly drawn to the garden. I may just keep that garden card out. Would you like to give me just one card, please, for Scorpio, or am I supposed to take the garden? There we go. 2 worlds, yeah, between 2 worlds. I'm going to read those 2 cards for you. They're giving me a Peter Doherty song. She's the last of the English Roses, so I don't know if somebody has a connection to England. I was picking that up right at the start of the reading with those copper taps. 2 children play in a sunny, lush green garden. A boy shoots a slingshot while a girl next to him watches a butterfly in the flower. A butterfly again, I told you. Again, Libra, I think, had a butterfly card at the start or end of their reading. So definitely you could be on the cusp of Libra Scorpio, or be dealing with a Libra, or have Libra placement. If children aren't a part of your life already, this card could show their arrival. It could also indicate that your children, even adult children, could become more of a focus for you. There may have been some concerns of that. They may have some concerns of their own, but even so, opportunities for things to mend come easily right now. There also may be a real change and benefit for one of your children who has made a very special effort recently. Sorry about my rumbly tummy. This is a very advantageous time for the children around you. Enjoy it and help them enjoy it too. But I almost feel like you're the child in that situation, Scorpio, or the cross-watcher. I could be dealing with a cross-watcher with a Scorpio parent. It's like somebody's being called to understand the children better, and or understand the past better, their childhood better. So take that as it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. But I feel like if it's parents for you, then it may be a really good time to have a conversation with your parents about your past, about something that you want to do, about forgiveness, forgiving parents, forgiving yourself in regards to something about childhood. Okay, 2 worlds. Surrounded by a spinning wheel and baskets of wool, a beautiful woman, worried and tired. Interesting, you had, I wonder if it's still there. Look, somebody could have, look, the cat again, the orange cat. Somebody could have some kind of connection to the cotton mill industry in the UK, possibly. The dressmaking, getting cotton mill industry, it's historic, right? You know, I have a history. My family owned a mill, but it wasn't a cotton mill. It was hat making. So it could be something similar to that, where somebody's, could be past life. Somebody might have been a seamstress or something in a past life, but there's a different card for that. Okay, I'm really getting cotton mill industry. Okay, somebody could live in an old cotton mill. Surrounded by a spinning wheel and baskets of wool, a beautiful woman, worried and tired, gazes at the embers in the fireplace. She has worked hard at her spinning for the coins that are gathered on the table. So somebody may have worked really hard to be where they are today. They may have really, really worked hard for everything they've got. Somebody may be like a self-made man, a self-made person. The expansive window behind her looks out into a Buddhist monastery high in the mountains. When you receive this card, there is conflict in your life. This is what I picked up on right at the start of the reading with the cards. When you receive this card, there is conflict in your life between what the outer world requires of you and how your own spirit directs you. You actually may have had a number of past lives where you wanted to focus on your spiritual growth and therefore joined a monastery to do so. Then, missing the wonders that the secular world could offer, such as love, family, and financial success, you chose the secular world exclusively in your next incarnation. Yet this didn't offer the spiritual focus that you also sought. Because of this, it's likely that you bounced back and forth from the monastic to the personal in a number of incarnations and through a number of different faiths. You are now again experiencing a polarity between a fully self-realized spiritual experience and personal success in your day-to-day life. It often feels as if you have to let one go in order to embrace the other. This push-pull will continue until you learn to bring your spiritual self into every situation in your personal life. It's time to replace worry with trust and integrate your eternal truth with your temporal reality. If you have a job or are in a relationship that actively pulls you from your spirit, you must deal with it or possibly leave it. Who you are forever is who you are now. Let nothing impede that power. When you own it, absolute self-realization in both worlds will elude you no longer. Now I've got less than a minute left here, so I really want to. That felt very, very strongly exactly what I was picking up on at the start of the reading. So I'm going to do that for you so you can pause that and read it at your own speed. That's exactly what I was feeling here. Somebody who has been in a situation where they've been too grounded, too practical, too much about money. They're giving me money, power, glory. That's another Lana Del Rey song. And they've neglected that emotional, spiritual side. It's like they drew the curtain. They drew the curtain on that spiritual side and turned their back on it. It's like, no, if I can't see it, if it, very stoic, if I can't see it, I can't believe it. But I feel like somebody has awakened in some way to some kind of like spiritual guidance. Okay, I need to go, but I hope that was helpful for you. Best of luck, Scorpio. Really interesting reading there. Good luck.